Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to St. Louis City SC versus Real Salt Lake on MLS opening Saturday. It is the beginning of the season. Of course, Saturday, the big day of opening day. Of course, we got a Wednesday match, Miami versus RSL, who RSL is also playing in this match. Miami plays again tomorrow. We're covering that, don't worry. And St. Louis playing their first league match of the season. They had played on Tuesday, so I guess it's still pretty fair. We got two Western teams here. The first place team in the West and a team who was pretty good last year, made the playoffs, almost beat Houston in the first round. Should be a very interesting situation here. St. Louis versus RSL tonight to start the regular season for St. Louis. And the one game I'm going live for tonight on Saturday, of course, I've watched at this point after this game, be 2.5 games watched. And then I'll watch the Portland game after I'm done with this, even though I'm not live for it. So tonight I'll watch 3.5 matches. Would have been 4 if it wasn't for Elimination Chamber. I overslept Atlanta, Columbus, but totally worth it. Starting 11s are as follows for this game. In goal, we got Roman Berkey, the back four of Anthony Markinich, Joaquin Nielsen, Tim Parker, Thomas Totland. The midfield four of Nokvi Torreson, Edward Levin, Jabulo Blom, Aziel Jackson, and the front two of Celio Pompeu and João Klaus for St. Louis City. For Real Salt Lake, in goal, we got Zach McMath, the back four of Bodie Davis, Justin Glad, Brian Vera, Andrew Brody. Yep. Brian Ojeda, Amika Anelli, the midfield attacking three of Diego Luna, Pablo Ruiz, and Carlos Gomez, and Chicho Arango up top for RSL. So a very similar 11 to what they had, of course, the last damn Wi-Fi. Too much. Wi-Fi is tripping out, man. The Wi-Fi is tripping out. They're at City Park. But yeah. I know I am. Yeah, I could tell. I could tell. I see the black screen. I saw it twice. I know. Too much. I have it up on Rumble. I have Apple up. I have the YouTube up. I have this. Yeah, I guess the Wi-Fi is going to go nuts. Starting 11 for St. Louis once again. Berkey, Markinich, Parker, Nielsen, Totland, Blom, Leuven, Pompeu, Jackson, Torreson, João Klaus. I miss it. What you say? Look at the shirt I'm wearing. Do you think I really am covering that over St. Louis? No. Zach McMath, Brody, Vera, Glad, Hidalgo, Ojeda, Anelli, Luna, Ruiz, Gomez, and Arango for RSL. It's a watch-along reaction. If I show the game, I get a copyright strike. It's like a radio telecast. Except way more Vin Scully-ish than... You get my point. Could go off the rails. Like Vin Scully did. And like Bob Uecker does. Apple TV only. And if you're asking about where to see it, Apple TV. There's no way to find a bootleg stream. Trust me, I've tried with Apple TV. It's impossible. Not because I needed it. I was doing it for a friend. Because, they also have Friday Night Baseball and the Jays were playing. I was trying to find it for a friend who's a big Jays big Jays fan. No, it's impossible. It's impossible. The DRM on Apple TV is a freaking... It's like Fort Knox. It's impossible. It's like Fort Knox. It's impossible. I know. I was watching that first half. I was waiting for this. Like the stream. Come on, y'all. Hit that like button. Get us going. Thoughts on LAFC's win? Oh, we got a Cardinal fan. Okay. Thoughts on LAFC's win? For me, it was pretty good. I kind of feel like the penalty was bull. Like, I don't really like the penalty call. I could see where it came from, and I'm not saying that was the replacement refs doing. The penalty call was a bit questionable to me. I get it, but LAFC still played pretty well. Timmy Tillman got a goal. Good for him. Good assist by those players. Or the players. And slipped my mind. But there was some good assists there. So, pretty good win for LAFC. I kind of figured they would win today. They haven't lost on opening day. That's weird. Ever. Or even drawn. Man, I wish Toronto was LA. That would be awesome. Technically, I guess St. Louis hadn't lost on opening day either. We'll find out if that changes. Or drawn. They won their home opener. They won their opener. Wait, they do sour cream and onion goldfish? I may try that. That actually sounds good. Oh. I may try those. Seattle's never beaten LAFC. Now you're going to make me look over all the results because I've sworn they beat them in the regular season at least once. Now you're going to make me look over all the results from like 2018 onward. You're really going to make me do that because I know they haven't beat them in the playoffs. RSL wearing their Beehive kits again. St. Louis still wearing their City Red jerseys. So we will not see the Confluence kit or the Mountain kit, whatever it was. I forgot what it was called. Whatever RSL put out. Whatever they put out. Maracanã Derby tomorrow in Brazil. Interesting. It's interesting. And Barcelona's out of the title race, so I don't know why. Like, Girona's barely in the title race. Barcelona's been out of that thing. But hey, maybe they'll do okay in the freaking Champions League. Flamengo versus Fluminense. I say Flamengo wins. Hunch. But also, Toronto plays tomorrow at 1:30. I'm cautiously optimistic. But tomorrow I'll be live for Toronto versus Cincinnati. Or Cincinnati versus Toronto because Cincinnati's at home. And then LA Galaxy versus Miami. Such a break in between. And I'll watch the other match on Sunday while I'm waiting in between, just like I watched a couple others today. But you get my point. I'm liking the way the new U.S. Women's National Team's playing. They're playing some really enjoyable football. Jaden Shaw, my God, already killing it for the senior team. Let's not forget Olivia Moultrie. But yeah, I like the way they're playing. And if this is how they're going to play against Emma Hayes, I'm actually kind of shocked. I'm not going to lie. I thought the U.S. would sort of like struggle a bit trying to learn Emma Hayes' style. But, Twyla Kilgore is basically playing it. Emma Hayes is probably feeding in a lot of directions and squad picks, even though she's not there. I've seen how Emma Hayes has her teams play football when it works, but it has to be learned. Seems like the U.S. Women's National Team is already there, which is honestly wild. Interesting, though. Happy early birthday, Adam. I'll tell you happy birthday again tomorrow when you show up. Happy early birthday. I'll tell you happy birthday again after you show up. Waiting for the game to start. Manchester City beat Bournemouth. Arsenal battered Newcastle 4-1. Yeah, that sounds about right. Both teams lost in round 1 last year of the Western Conference playoffs. At home, St. Louis was 11-4-2 last year. 8-5-4 was RSL. 17 goal differential for St. Louis, -2 for RSL. St. Louis finished first in the West. RSL finished 5th. How we doing, Connor? Good win for the Crew today. Still some referees. The referees did suck, but the referees have had some howlers today, I got to tell you. How we doing, Red Bull Insider? The referees have been bad today. The replacement refs have. We got Lorenzo Hernandez as the replacement, the center ref tonight as the replacement ref. Wilmer Soriano, Jose Landa Jr., Atan Yaya the 4th, Gregory Barkey the VAR. Oh, we got an inexperienced VAR referee. Oh, hell no. Oh, no. Well, there you go. Couldn't get Alan Kelly? No? Okay. Pablo Mastroeni, coaching his 2nd game of the season. Dude, it's not that cold in St. Louis. Take off the jacket. It's 40 degrees. It's not that cold. I mean, yeah, it'd be warmer tomorrow, but it's not that cold. I've seen, yes. That's why Houston and Kansas happened instead of RSL versus St. Louis. We know. I watched the playoffs. You watched them with me. Can't believe Timothy Tillman scored the guy who cursed LAFC last year. And congrats, Omar Campos, for his first assist. I think more of it's on Campos because that was a beautiful assist. But Timothy Tillman might just have a redemption season. Timothy Tillman, redemption season. Good for him. Red card for New England, 1-0 down to DC. Yep, there we go. I mean, they're both around the same tier. But I'm not surprised New England screwed up. Actually, you know what? Who got the red card? Was it Mark Anthony Kaye by any chance? Just a hunch. And we're off. And we are off in St. Louis. And we're off in St. Louis. 15 seconds in, 0-0. Chicago are up 1-0 against Philly. Oh, well, damn. No, I overslept. I watched the highlights, but I overslept, thanks to Elimination Chamber, of course. The pay-per-view. It was worth it, though. I mean, I got a horrible sleep schedule anyway. I was probably going to oversleep anyway, but at least I have a reason. Instead of just me having a horrible sleep schedule. If we're being completely honest. Don't worry, I'll be up for Toronto tomorrow. Vrioni got a red. Oh, well, damn. That's a shock. That's not what I would have called, no. Again, I would have bet on it being freaking Mark Anthony Kaye. It was Vrioni. Well, he's horrible anyway, so, I mean, that doesn't hurt him. Cleared away by St. Louis. I mean, Vrioni's horrible anyway. Did you watch Elimination Chamber? Yes, as I said. Happy we don't play today. NYCFC are losing, which is always sweet. And y'all are playing Nashville tomorrow. So, yeah, enjoy it for about 24 more hours. Or about 20 more hours. Saved by Berkey. Cleared to the side netting. That is a goal kick. Goal for Tigres, 1-0 over Atlas. Let's see. Let me look at the table first. I'm thinking Monterrey finishes first. I have a hunch. But let me look at the table. Monterrey's got to be in that top 4. Brandon Vasquez is too good. RSL playing forward. Let's look at the table. Mexican table. Liga MX table. Yeah, here we go. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to pick the exact top 4, but Clausura, Cruz Azul, Pachuca, Monterrey, Tigres. I say Monterrey finishes first. I think Cruz Azul would finish 4th. I think Tigres will finish 2nd. Monterrey, Tigres, Pumas, Cruz Azul. It's very tight, so it could happen. I think Pumas will make up the gap. The gap. There's the word. So Monterrey, Tigres, Pumas, Cruz Azul, top 4. There we go. And America probably 5th. Pachuca 6th. Monterrey really good. 3rd minute. It sets up for them to win this damn Champions Cup once again because they have a freaking golden horseshoe stuck up their ass every time they're in the tournament. It makes no sense. 3rd minute. We will see. Yeah, Cincinnati. No, even though they won 2-0, they still embarrassed MLS. I have actual hope going into tomorrow because of that game. So, thank you, Cavalier. Still not a fan of Rudolph's speed, but you know what? Thank you, Cavalier, for giving me hope for Toronto tomorrow. Your work will not go unrespected. How about that? And Toronto still loses 3-0. Damn it. And then when Toronto still loses 3-0, I might just rant because I'm like, how do you let a team who got Cavalier, made them look like they were misfiring like a 1830s musket, beat you? Are we really that shit? All that hope just to be thrown away into a trash bin. Something like that, of course. We'll wait. But, nah, Cincinnati was still embarrassing. Are you nervous for the Carabao Cup final? No, because I'll be watching Toronto when it's going on. If Chelsea wins, great. They're going to the Conference League. If they lose, doesn't matter. They're shit and they lost to Liverpool. I'm more worried about Toronto, okay? I could honestly care less. I wouldn't even be watching it. I wouldn't even be up at 12 if Toronto wasn't playing. So, do I care? That means I don't care about the Carabao Cup final. If Chelsea wins, great. They're going to the Conference League. They can win the trophy they don't have because even a shit English team could win the Conference League. Thank you, West Ham. I'm sure Chelsea's better than that. Then I'll care. See? Then I'll care. Then I'll care. If not, but if they lose, they're losing to Liverpool. Liverpool. Of course they should lose to Liverpool because Chelsea is shit. Either way, it doesn't make a shit. I'm more worried about Toronto. That's the only reason I'm up at 12 in the afternoon, so I could be up for 1:30 so I could be live for it. If there was no Toronto game that early, I wouldn't be up anyway. So would I be watching Chelsea? No. And am I going to leave it on ESPN Plus just to have that game on while I'm sleeping? No. You know where I stand on European football versus CONCACAF. Come on now. You've been here long enough. 6th minute. Cincinnati, they need a striker. Should have went for Joseph, but he went to Montreal. Side netting for RSL. Yeah, but you know what? I actually think that was a bad move for Joseph as well. You see, because he has no service. Did you not see the first half? I told you Montreal would have no service on the ground. He didn't start. They started Kokoro. But if Joseph was on, right? Montreal has no ground service. Kokoro had to make his own runs. Yeah, there we go. Listen, Joseph is not getting service like Messi was giving him. He's going to suck at Montreal. And besides, I don't know how many minutes he'll get. See, Cincinnati would have given him service because you have Luciano Acosta, you have Bucha, who was very hyped. See, Cincinnati would have been better for him. Hell, Toronto would have been better for him because I think the wingers would have played into him. But no, we kept Io Akinola and gave him the 9. What the hell are we doing? Okay. Gave him the 9. What the hell are we doing? Playing forward is Ozzy Jackson. 0-0, 0-0. Well, I don't need to do that, do I? No. 0-0, 7th minute. Damn it. Damn it. Anybody else playing that MLS predicting game, MLS Pick'em or whatever this year, which is like the new version of MLS Predict 6? And MLS parlay predictor. Yeah. Anybody else playing that, or is it just me? No, it's probably going to be a Cabecita to Portland. Henry Martin. Well, fuck. If Toronto won for him, I won't complain, actually. You know what? Sure. You know what? We're not going to do that, though. We just gave Io Akinola the number 9 shirt. Yeah, we're not going to get Henry Martin. I don't see him leaving America, but Cabecita will to Portland, of course. I'm actually very interested, too, and I'll be watching your game, not live, as in I won't be live streaming it, but I will be watching your game in between Toronto and Miami, LA. I'm very interested to see, because at least most of it. I'm very interested to see what's going to go down, because yeah, that's not a good idea either. That's not a good idea either. I'm very interested to see. I have good hopes for Red Bull, actually, which is funny because I never do. Because I never do. But this might actually be good football for once. 9th minute. That might actually win playoff games. Let's put that caveat in there, because let's be honest. This might finally be the meaning of Red Bull football. Sandro Schwartz looks like the guy, I gotta say. I didn't say this year would be the year, but he looks like the guy. If he can't win it, no one can for them. I know my compliments sound backhanded, but trust me, I've never even backhanded complimented Red Bull. So take the backhanded compliments with it, you know. Terrible time slot. I don't know why they didn't play the game today at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. You're talking about your team or Toronto? You know what? I'm not going to complain. You know, I get to watch a whole St. Louis game and actually cover it, and then I get to do Toronto the same tomorrow. It'll go back to normal for Toronto in a couple of weeks, but the next 2 weeks, I get to do this again next week. St. Louis on Saturday, Toronto on Sunday. I like it, you know. I kind of, at some point, I felt bad because the St. Louis games start an hour into the Toronto games. And most of the St. Louis games I couldn't even cover, you know. I wanted to cover a lot of, well, not a lot of St. Louis games, but a handful, you know. And couldn't do it, especially in the league. I mean, we had the playoffs and Leagues Cup and other things. But I wanted to cover more St. Louis games. The schedule does sort of lend to that this year. So, at least these first couple of weeks. So, I'm happy with that, you know. Now, if you talk about Nashville Red Bull, I mean, yeah, 4:30 does kind of suck on a Sunday, but it's better than 1:30. But what can you do? Why did we get 1:30? I mean, people still want to see Toronto versus Cincy. Because at least there's the defending Supporter Shield champions and the worst team in the league, and I'm sure it could be a tire fire if it doesn't go right. Red Bull Nashville is Red Bull Nashville. I mean, it's a good clash of styles, but it's Red Bull Nashville. No, that should have got the 1 o'clock spot, but whatever. That really should have, but whatever. 12th minute. I'd say about 8 hours, 9 hours, 8 to 10 hours. Exactly. Player down for RSL in the 12th minute. They get Vera back up. It'll be a drop ball. 1 o'clock is the worst time slot. Toronto shouldn't be in a 1:30 time slot. I'm sorry, even though we were the worst, not horrible. Or I guess we were horrible last year. We're not horrible now, but we were horrible last year. We still could be a tire fire, an entertaining tire fire at that for everybody else. We should have been the 4:30 time slot, but Red Bull versus Nashville, it's like you have the defensive Red Bull versus the offensive Nashville. I mean, no. There's not really any stories there to be like, you know what, it's better than Toronto versus Cincinnati. It isn't. Unless, I guess, you're trying to do a Sunday ceremony to open that Sunday for the defending Supporter Shield champions. Sort of like you did Columbus, Atlanta. I get that, but that's the only thing that makes sense. No, he's going to be back mid-March. They said mid-March. Mid-March. Next week, the Red Bulls play Houston at 8:30 Saturday. Well, better time zone. Honestly, sort of interesting. Thoughts on Brazil playing England? I may go live for it. And if I had a Brazil shirt, I'd wear it. But I guess I could just do the same thing I do for Jamaica. Or just wear that canary yellow John Cena shirt I have. Either way. Like I did during the World Cup. Either way. Interesting game. I'll root for Brazil. And maybe I'll cover it, depending on what happens. 14th minute. Depending on what the timing is, I may cover it. Is it at Wembley? I think it's in England. They're playing. I'm just wondering what they're going to do with the Argentina friendlies in March. Because, I kind of want to pull out that Messi Argentina jersey before the Copa America coverage. Because at this point, probably should cover some Argentina matches too. If it worked for Miami, it might work for Argentina too. Messi mania, baby. I know where my bread is buttered. See, that's why I'm covering LA versus Miami tomorrow. Philadelphia final equalized for real. There we go. 15th minute. What's going on in Montreal, Orlando, by the way? I need to know. 14th minute. For obvious reasons, of course. 0-0. Vera still on the pitch. Good for him. St. Louis hasn't... St. Louis, I feel like they got more taken out of them against Houston than RSL did against Miami. I'll try. I mean, Italy's playing in the U.S. in March, right? I'll try. Depending on the if it's up against the Nations League or whatever, which it could be. But I'll try to get the Italy games in there. Well, for obvious reasons, I'll try. But CONCACAF still matters more, even though I'm an Italy fan. Of course. 15th minute. Pumas has the worst time slot at 12, high altitude in Mexico City. That would suck. Sucking wind at 12 in the morning, or 12 midnight, not midnight, midday. 12 midnight, you still be sucking wind, but at least it's somewhat cool. Sucking wind at midday, high noon. I don't like that. Going to Italy versus Ecuador. Damn it, I'm jealous. Damn it, I'm jealous. That'd be nice. That sucking wind at high noon isn't fun. At high altitude. Because if you're at high altitude, you're going to suck wind. It's true. I wonder how bad the coaches suck wind during Champs Cup games. Just a hunch. Yeah. Just a thought. That's all. Hell. How animated I am. If I was a coach, I'd be probably sucking wind during a high altitude game too. My cardio ain't great. I can tell you that much. Well, I hate running, that's for sure. 16th minute. I don't know my pace. That's the problem. See, I'm okay running on a treadmill, but it's not like open space, Like, it's the illusion of open space. The more open space, the more I try to gain ground, and it just doesn't go well for me. Like, I could sprint pretty fast for, about a minute and a half. After that, I suck wind. I don't really suck wind as much on a treadmill, though, or a Stairmaster or elliptical, because there's no open space. Clearance by McMath. Almost gave away an own goal there. You get what I'm saying, right? Like, you can't just keep going on a treadmill. You're on a moving band, Like, you can't gain ground on a treadmill. You're more paced on a treadmill or elliptical or a Stairmaster. You know what I'm saying? But if you're actually running on a track or whatever, like I try to gain too much ground and I suck wind after a minute and a half of sprinting. It's not fun. How we doing, Isaiah? It's not fun. So if I'm going to run, I'd rather it be on a treadmill or elliptical or so on and so forth. Imagine the Red Bulls played at home against Toronto at Red Bull Arena at 12 and 5,000 people attending. I would scream. One, because Red Bulls fans don't come to support their team. Second of all, it'd be 12 in the morning or midday, high noon. How's the game going? I'm watching NYCFC in Charlotte. Unfortunately, we're looking for equalizer in the second half. What? No, it's probably Cushing. Yeah, who am I kidding? I can't believe we're losing to Charlotte. Weird sport. St. Louis is looking not too great, I got to say. You know, it's not looking too great. St. Louis looks a little bit sapped from the Champions Cup game, and RSL is defending pretty well. But I'm sure St. Louis will find something. Oziel Jackson. Nice. Happy to see you, man. Happy to see you happy, too. Happy to see you happy, too. I feel, I see the love in the air. I feel happy to see you happy. Pumas player might get kicked off for complaining. Eduardo Salvio, I think it's a sponsor thing. Saying you pulled a... I don't get the gist of that. I think I do, but I don't. It depends on who Nashville puts out. I mean, considering Hani Mukhtar might not play. I'm going to say draw. 2-2 draw. I don't think the Red Bulls are completely ready, and I think Nashville are more focused on Champions Cup, plus the fact Hani Mukhtar might not play. 2-2 draw. Philadelphia did equalize. Good. 20th minute, 0-0 between St. Louis and RSL. Throws in. Come on, St. Louis. Come on. Don't get scored on, boys. What if Toronto FC beats FC Cincinnati? I don't know, actually. I'll be happy. I'll be very, very happy that we start a season with a win. I don't think it calls for me doing anything crazy, but I'll be very happy. Okay? Let's just put it like that. I'll be very happy. But I've had a very good Friday. Saturday's been pretty good. Sunday, man, if I could have a great weekend, amazing. Like, amazing, you know? Things are starting to heat up this year. You know, January was a bit slow, but things are starting to heat up, and February seems amazing, mind you. Yeah. If Toronto beats Cincinnati, I'll say your prediction's not as crazy as I thought. What, Toronto making the playoffs at 9th place? That's not crazy anyway. St. Louis is only on 0.2 expected goals. Oh, no. Blocked away, that'll be a corner for St. Louis. I mean, I don't think putting St. Louis in the wild card at 9th place is a bad prediction or even a crazy prediction. I'm leaning towards the more positive side of things, but I still don't think it's crazy. It's not like I'll put them 4th. Now, that's crazy. Is it still slightly possible? Yes. I say very slightly. That's like if every bounce goes our way. I'm just saying about 60% of bounces go our way, you know? With how unlucky we were last year, shit, we deserve, or the past 3 years, yeah, we deserve a lot of bounces to go our way. But I feel it. I'm not saying we have a perfect season of 100% of the bounces going our way. Header in! Damn it, cleared. Damn it, St. Louis. 22nd minute. I agree. Cushing sucks. And that's why they're right next to us. Because I love the signings New York made. Their coach sucks. And pretty much, oh, wait, they're losing to Charlotte. It was almost 2-0. Thank God Kerwin Vargas missed the PK. My point exactly. Cleared away. Or get it cleared. Blom gets it cleared. My point exactly was Charlotte. Well, New York, I should say. Charlotte sucks. And New York City FC is losing to them. For no apparent reason other than the coach is having them play down to Charlotte. Yep, there you go. Maybe they're missing some players. Either way, no apparent reason, you know? It's weird. Eastern Conference? Oh, screw it. Here we go. Oh, there they are. Oh, they're 28th. Let's see. 1-0. Let's look at these 11s, just so we know. Freeze. Yeah, it looks like they're starting 11. Milatovic on as a sub. There you go. Yeah, it looks like they're starting 11. Yellow card for Pompeu. I agree with that. I think they'd be about fifth. If they got a new coach. Cushing is horrible. He legitimately is, I wouldn't say delusional. He's blind. There we go. That's a better word. Blind. Man is blind. Horrible. Hey, if we lose, we'll be somewhere in the bottom to 9th to 15th place, depending on how many goals we allow. Not as bad as last year. Tigres 1-0 against Rotlos. There we go. Yeah, but your coach is absolutely football illiterate. Cushing is illiterate at football. And I don't care what signings you get. If you have a manager who doesn't know the damn sport, I'm sorry. You ain't going to get better. Like, yeah, maybe your signings can carry you for a bit, but he's football illiterate. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He legitimately doesn't know what he's doing. So, hey, if you want to keep it going, fine by me. Be my guest, but be my guest. St. Louis playing forward, 25th minute, still 0-0. Nice. Oziel Jackson on the ball. Huh. Nice play, but that'll be cleared. I see what they were trying to do, but it didn't get there. Plays in. Klaus over the bar. What's up, Ryan? Elimination Chamber sucked. Sorry, I stayed up to watch it. I stayed up to watch it, too. So I missed Atlanta versus Columbus. Let me tell you one thing. It was obvious, okay? The game was obvious. Not the game. The pay-per-view was obvious. The whole card was obvious. I thought the chamber matches were good. Rio versus Naya was trash, but we expected that. At least Rio won. Kabuki Warriors versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Trash. Honestly, that was trash. Grayson Waller effect, it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. So, I mean, the pay-per-view was okay. Too many tourism ads. But you know what? I do actually want to go to Australia. So you know what? I think they may have worked. Who's worse, Cushing or Bradley? Well, at least Bradley's out of the league, so Cushing. But, like, who's legitimately worse? At least Bradley had a good first half of his career. Cushing. But they both suck for different reasons. No. Hope Red Bulls fly out the gates this year, play really well. My expectations are not high, but I would like a good season where we finish top 4, have a home match in the playoffs. Or you mean host a playoff round? 2 in game 1 and 3, of course. And maybe host something else. I didn't like him. I think he got railroaded after seeing what they did with Bradley. But I didn't like him. Can TFC win in Cincy? Yes. If they defend like rabid dogs like Cavalier did, yes. And if Insigne and Bernadeschi score, yes. If they play their best, I don't see why not. Now, the problem is will they play their best? Probably not. 27th minute. Leuven plays on. Damn it. Right to McMath. Klaus lets that bounce straight to McMath. 28th minute, 0-0. St. Louis has done a bit better, but not the best. Good, because I honestly don't want DC to get any more than a point. There we go. New England just scored. Would you bet under 2 goals? For what? Toronto? No. We're either going to allow 2 or 3, or we're going to score a couple and they're going to score 1. It's going over 2. Okay? Good to tell you. I think it was from a free kick. There we go. Club America about to play Cruz Azul. What's your prediction? Club America loses. I think Cruz Azul wins 2-1. Yeah, there we go. 2-1 Cruz Azul. Chivas 0-0 with Pumas just because of that took 3 shots. Don't hurt your liver. Don't hurt your liver. Thoughts on the Miami game? For me, I thought they played better. I thought that's more like what I expected from Miami is how they played against RSL. Of course, I'll be live for Miami versus LA Galaxy, of course, tomorrow as well. But for me, I thought it was more what I expected for them to be. Messi got an assist. They had more runners in behind. They had good runs. Start Robert Taylor. Tata went back to what worked. They defended very well, even without Freire. Calendar looked more like himself. It looked like they just were treating preseason like preseason, and they were only getting serious when the real games actually started. Miami looks like they're not as in danger as they were during the preseason. Let's put it like that. 2 good goals. Gomez got a good goal. Robert Taylor set up for a good goal. Messi with an assist. Yeah, I mean, it was better than I expected. I mean, it was better than what the preseason looked like. So that's good news. Now, why the hell did they just waste the preseason like they did, especially with the international tour they did? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But it's working out now. Outlaws got an equalizer, 70th minute, still 0-0 Orlando Montreal. As long as Montreal doesn't win. I remember. I was watching. I remember Chivas USA. Remember, Greg Vanny's first win was against Chivas USA. As a TFC manager. As a manager in general. Gressel in midfield starting to do wonders now. Took him a little while to fit in. There you go. I agree. No. I would rip my head out. I would rip my hair out of my head. I'm good with Gomes. I'm good with Long. I'm good with Mabaka. Mabaka's the one that we picked up, okay? From that Miami back line. That was an amazing move. I'm still a fan of Mabaka. O'Neal's okay. Rawstead, he's still better than Noah Allen, even though Rawstead sucks. I'll still go with Rawstead over Noah Allen. Klaus, besides, we're going to play a back 3 anyway. Shot saved by McMath. Besides, we're going to play a back 3 anyway. We're going to play outside backs. Larea and Shaquille or Spicer. I don't want Noah Allen. I'll rip my hair out. Hell no. Hell no. We're not that down bad. If you've seen the defensive signings we've made, we're not that down bad. So there you go. I think the defensive signings are actually smarter. It'd be nice to get a striker, but we have forwards on paper that could score. We need a new striker. I mean, that's easier to get halfway through the year than defenders. So I'll take it. Playing forward, Pompeu. Pompeu still goes down in the box. No foul from the referee. No foul from the referee. I didn't see a foul, to be honest. Like, Pompeu legitimately dived. Like, no, Vera did not foul him. No, that's nothing. That's nothing. I would be happy if Toronto signed John Tolkien. I'll take that. I'll take that in a heartbeat. For sure. I don't think Toronto would buy a player off of. DC United leads 2-1. Toronto to get a fee from Qatar. He's good. If we got Akram Afif as like a number 10 role, I wouldn't complain. You know what? I don't like these on the Qatari national team, but I wouldn't complain. He's a good player. Goal for Minnesota United, 1-0. Tim Parker's down, 33rd minute. Damn it. Minnesota United. See how that's going. Minnesota United. Still 72, 1-0, 1-1. Now it's 2-1 DC. Still 0-0 between Orlando and Montreal. Minnesota 1-0 over Austin. Yeah, I figured that. 1-1, 1-1. 0-0, 0-0. Portland, Colorado. I'll be watching that. Good bit. Living. Arguing with a ref. For what reason? I'm not sure. Christian Benteke scores for DC. Oh, good for him. Robin Lid goal by Minnesota United. And they're going to take out Tim Parker for Josh Yaro. I guess that's actually pretty smart considering they have a Champions Cup game in about 4 days. Yeah, I would do it. Why not? Got to be safe. Can't take too many chances. Josh Yaro for Tim Parker. Also believe Austin will be the worst team in the West this season, possibly win Wooden Spoon. Well, them or Minnesota, but I guess Minnesota will be better because head-to-head. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I think Josh Wolff is getting sacked by July at the earliest. Well, no, it'll probably be earlier considering most teams will have played like 26 matches. Well, we only had about 10 matches left in the league after League's Cup. Oh, this will be the same. Actually, 8. Well, fair enough then. But, yeah, by like mid-May, early June, Josh Wolff's gone. I guarantee you. 35th minute. St. Louis. Good play. Orlando Montreal games available in French because of the French population. Yes. Yes. We. Honestly, Austin FC fans want Josh Wolff desperately out. Like Josh has to go because Austin cannot continue on the route they're on. They're going to get destroyed in League's Cup. And Open Cup if they play. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, Austin Rapids played it out? I thought the season was over already. Oh, that's hilarious. Wow, I could make the same joke if I wanted to tomorrow, but I'm not. Hope springs eternal, friend. Believe in it. K-Cow appeared to try for a penalty. There's nothing there. So he basically just pulled a Celio Pompeu. Get it. Free kick for RSL. Played in, header. Falls down. Nothing there. Ozzy Jackson racing for the ball. Cleared away by McMath. He got there first. Damn. I thought Ozzy would get there. 37th minute. How we doing, Captain? Throw in here. Hit that like button, let's get this one going. What league is the worst referees? It's got to be MLS and the Prem. Like, pro referees suck, but these scabs are worse. But the Premier League's got some horrible referees. It's the Prem or MLS, either or. The right answer is either the Prem or MLS. Other than that, it's either the English referees or pro referees. That's the right answer. We could debate all day on who's actually worse, but those are the right answers. Anybody else does not deserve to be in that conversation. CONCACAF Champions Cup expansion's money grab to see more Liga MX versus MLS. It's genius. If the Red Bulls win Supporter Shield, what would your reaction be? Or do you think we could believe we could or would win the MLS Cup? I'll be shocked if you win Supporter Shield this year. I think Red Bulls could build up into the next 3 or 4 years winning the Supporter Shield. I mean, they've always found a way to win it simply. I mean, that's kind of like their trophy. It's like the Supporter Shield is the Red Bulls Memorial Trophy. That's just what they normally win. Would they win MLS Cup, though? No, because it's a weird tournament. Besides, Supporter Shield winners barely win the MLS Cup. It's weird. So I'm just going to lean towards the fact you're probably not winning it. Just looking at history and, the fact you've never won it while winning Supporter Shield. Red Bulls are not good with the pressure. They're good playing against the pressure. Once you get the Supporter Shield, you're playing with the pressure, and that's just not pressure on you, and that's just not the way they play. Maybe that'll change, but can't argue with history. Aston Villa beat Nottingham Forest 4-2. Gio didn't play a second. Damn it. Yeah, I heard he didn't play much. 39th minute, 0-0. St. Louis still drawing. Orlando City score against Montreal. Yes! 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 Finally! They should have scored earlier. Yes, Montreal's down with minutes to go. Suck on that! Scum. Let's go! Let's go! Miami got a hard bracket. I agree. They got the bad side of the bracket. Goal for Orlando. Yes. Man, this weekend's so awesome. I swear. Man, this weekend's been the best weekend in a while. Montreal scored, baby. Orlando. Why did I say that? Montreal got scored on. There we go. That's the quick fix. Orlando scored on Montreal. Montreal got scored on. Oh, I love it. I'll drink to that. 41st minute. We got winning Champions Cup. I got Columbus. St. Louis has a chance. Out for a corner. Good play. Offside for Orlando. Damn it! Shit! Damn it, Scab. What'd you see, you Scab? What'd you see, Scab? What'd you see, Scab? Because I want to know. I want to know. Goal for Chicago. Thank God I didn't place a parlay because it would be burning in freaking ash right now. Cross in. Over the bar. My parlay would be burning to ash right now if I placed one. Thank God I didn't. Woo! But if it was about to hit, if it was about to hit, what I would have done would hit. I would have been pissed that I didn't put money on it. See, you can't win for losing, I guess. Dynamo score against SKC. Figures. During this 14-year playoff streak for Red Bull, we won Eastern Conference 5 times. Regular season, because, tell you didn't win the Eastern Conference playoffs in 2015, 16, or 18. 13, it was RSL. 2010, trying to dig around in the back of my brain. Hold on. When the last time Red Bulls were in MLS Cup? Wasn't that 2008? Guillermo Barros Schelotto ripped him apart. I think that's right. Which, funnily enough, one of my elementary yearbooks actually have one of those like events of the year pages in it. It talks about that MLS Cup. I think it was either my. It had to be my grade 1. It's in there. The Guillermo Barros Schelotto MLS Cup. You know what? No. We're going to find it. Hold on. No. Now I need to show this. Hold on. I think I know which one it is. I need to show this because this is cool. Let's find it. Hold on. Now that one about Kabak. Or was it 2007? I guess so. Then it was mine. It was either. Well, I guess it was kindergarten or same grade. Either way. Here we go. I think. No, I think this one. I think so. The World Cup. I guess it was grade 2 then. How about playing forward? Still 0-0 in the 44th minute. Yeah, this got to be it. Oh, it was in the front. Well, that doesn't take anything. Yeah. Because 08, 09. Yeah, I get it. Yep, that's why. I get it. Yep, it was 08. It was just the other half of 08. Hold on. Yes. There we go. Right there. The Guillermo Barros Schelotto MLS Cup. Boom. Boom. In one of my school yearbooks. My grade 2 yearbook. Right there. There you go. Ha! Nice little throwback right there, eh? There we go. Playing forward. 3 minutes of stoppage time. 0-0. Here comes RSL. How cool was that, by the way? That was pretty cool. More VAR in Philadelphia. So much VAR. Can we please get the freaking regular refs back? I thought that was pretty cool. How in the world is the Union losing to Chicago Fire? MLS reasons? I couldn't tell you. It's opening day. Things are weird. It always happens like this. Some weird shit happens on opening day. And people lose their minds. Offside for Philadelphia. Still lead by Chicago. To be honest, I didn't like Toronto FC back then. Here's a chance for RSL. Now I have a little bit of sympathy for you guys for how you guys have performed the last 3 years. Well, I hope when we're good again, you stand on hating us. I'd rather us be hated than loved. Because if you win, they hate you anyway. Who am I kidding? There's no regular winners that they love. You know what I'm saying? There's no regular winning team that somebody loves. No, if you're winning regularly, the only reason you're loved is your fans love you. They don't like you if you ain't a fan. If they ain't a fan of you, you know? Interesting. And I didn't show that Guillermo Barros Schelotto MLS Cup 2008 thing in my yearbook. I only showed one of my old yearbooks. I only showed it because I thought it was cool. I wasn't trying to shit on Red Bulls fans. I just thought it was cool. The 2008 yearbook had MLS Cup in there. The 2008-9 yearbook had MLS Cup in there. How crazy is that? Nobody. You know, Kate scored for Chivas. There we go. St. Louis, 48th minute. Like, just imagine, right? 2008. Saved by McMath. Just imagine. MLS, Toronto had just completed their second season, right? They were just starting to have expansion teams. MLS was just starting to become more than, well, that was after Beckham. That is true. That's probably why. But it was Columbus versus Red Bulls. But still, the fact that, I mean, it was post Beckham. I will say that much. But MLS being in, like, I remember what the league was like back then. Well, I was interested. I was happy to see it in there, of course, back then when I first got that yearbook. But looking back at it, it's like, holy shit, the league was so small back then. And that was my grade 2 yearbook, so I was pretty small too. But like the league, it's 0-0 at the half between St. Louis and RSL. But think about it, right? The coolest thing about that is it's just how small the league was at that point in time, and it was in that book. It's like, huh. He's a scab. He's a scab referee. Exactly. I mean, it just shows you how far the league has come. If you look at that, it just shows you how far this league has come. And I guess it's fitting I'm showing that on opening day for this year. Because, what? 2018, so that's 10, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 16 years later. 16 years later. It just shows you how much the league has grown. And how, even if it was small, it still got its respect. But in that point. But the league has grown so much. And it just shows you, like, from that benchmark, how much it's grown. You know, and I think that's a pretty interesting thing. So, you know, it's good to look at it, I guess, that far back. Holy shit, 14 years? Well, I feel old. I'm going to go on YouTube, search up best Tom Bar. 16, did I say? I don't know. Either way. You know what I mean. Interesting. But it's 0-0 at the half between St. Louis. Good for him. Hope it makes Toronto burn in their hearts that they missed him. That's what I mean, you know. Puerto Rican women's soccer team beat Panama. What? Okay, that's something weird. Okay, that's crazy. But with that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going. Sit tight. We will be back for the next 45 minutes. Sit tight. We'll be back. 0-0. Stats, the half, NYCFC lose. Goal Philadelphia 2-2. There you go. Stats, the half. 4% possession to 60% possession. 8 shots to 3. 3 shots on goal to 1. 125 accurate passes, 66% to 228, 81%. 12 fouls, 5. 2 corner to 1. 8 shots to 3. 3 shots on goal to 1. We got 188 passes to 281, 66% pass accuracy to 81. We got 11 throws to 11, 0 offside to 2, 1 yellow card to 0, 0 red cards to 0, 0-0 at the half. St. Louis, even though they don't have the possession, they're still a slightly better team. They are putting the ball forward. They've had better chances, but RSL has been very defensively well put. Well settled. They've played the ball out. They've tried to take less time to allow St. Louis less chances, I should say. St. Louis, they're playing pretty well. They should get a goal, but it's very questionable when or RSL could hit on the break. It's a very tight game, but I'd say St. Louis is slightly better. Injury time was wild in Orlando. Goal for DC 3-1. DC United got the lead 3-1 against 10 men New England. Well, it's 10 men, so there you go. But, let's put on the Montreal injury time. Let's go ahead. Then I'll put it back on St. Louis. Whatever's left. I need to see. We got 1 more minute. It's past 96 minutes. Sawa to take a goal kick, and that should probably do it. Evander's there. Good. I'll be watching the Portland game by watching it. I mean, watch the game as I'm putting up the RSR and all that after this. But I'll be watching the Portland game. Don't worry. But, yeah, Vander's starting. That's good. 96th minute. Cross in for Orlando. Header. Saved by, well, that won't be saved by Sawa, but that'll be off for a goal kick. No Crepeau, but Evander's there and starting. So, Panamis is starting. Okay. I'll take that. That's not bad. Benteke scored 2 goals. I can't believe it. But, hey, last time DC got an opening day win, they also had a horrible season anyway. It doesn't matter what happens on opening day. Just ask DC last year. They got an opening day win and still sucked. Sawa gets to the ball. I was thinking Panamis in Montreal. It didn't click. Jonathan Sawa. Clears it. They're still playing. Throw in. Come on, Orlando. Get a goal. Crazy how Puerto Rico women's soccer are on to some. Yeah, it is. It's pretty crazy. But let's also remember Puerto Rico's men's team did pretty well in the Gold Cup prelims. They didn't make it to the tournament. But they did well in the prelims, and I thought, they could. And it's full time in Orlando, 0-0. What's the point of Fox doing MLS games? To have a little bit of a foothold in the terrestrial TV market, but it ain't much. It's a draw, 0-0 between Orlando and Montreal. We got Portland, Colorado. Tomorrow will be live for Cincinnati, Toronto, and I'll review that. Then I'll be live for LA, Miami. No review. St. Louis, New York, I'll be live for on the 2nd of March. Then on March 3rd, I'll be live for New England versus Toronto, which that's pretty early too, I bet. Wait, that's the only March 3rd game is New England versus Toronto. Then Toronto versus Charlotte, the home opener on the 9th. There we go. It's a draw. Yep. Back to the St. Louis game. Boom. But yeah, it's a draw. It's a draw. 0-0 between St. Louis and Salt Lake when we start the second half. Waiting for the second half to start. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Review the St. Louis game once this is over, of course. But St. Louis, they aren't playing too bad, but Cushing, why? Well, it's easy. He sucks. He's football illiterate. He does not know what he's doing. So we got Portland, Colorado is the last game of the day. We got Toronto, Cincinnati at 1:30 tomorrow. And LA, Miami. But of course, I'm not covering Portland, Colorado, but I'm still watching it. I'm watching all 4 of the last games, let's be honest. 2 of them I'm just watching, 2 of them I'm covering. Let's put it like that. Two one. Pumas got a goal back. Good for them. They need to find a way to equalize. Yep. Second half, waiting for it still. How's Sam doing in the game? Sam Adeniran ain't even playing. Or he's on the bench. But he ain't playing yet. Sam Adeniran's just on the bench. I think he should have started over Pompeu. I think that would have been actually better for St. Louis. But again, he did play in the CCL or Champs Cup game. So I guess it makes sense that he's on the bench. We get it. You're a Red Bulls fan. Of course you love him. Just like I bet Montreal fans love Bob Bradley. Second half. Teams are ready to go. Don't know, corner report from what I heard, don't know which. We got Liga MX teams most hated by MLS fans, either between Chivas and America and Monterrey. I don't know why they hate Chivas. America it should be. I mean, I don't get it. Why would you hate Chivas? As an American MLS fan, I don't get it. I really don't. America, I get it. Sure. Monterrey, I get it. Second half about to start. RSL to kick off. Like, Chivas is the most loved team in Mexico. And we're off. Second half started. And we're off. St. Louis looking for a winning goal at some point in this half. They have been playing slightly better, but This game has not been classic St. Louis, but I bet they're trying to hedge their bets for Champions Cup and try to win this game. They're trying to hedge their bets. Never thought it would be an overrun, but I thought they'd get a couple goals. But, I mean, St. Louis definitely were buzzing on Tuesday. Will you live stream New York versus Nashville? No, I got to make the RSL for Toronto, so no. Not really because I don't want to, but it's just the timing of that match. So. Best mozzarella sticks you've ever eaten. Oof. Oof, man on that. You know what? I gotta say, I think it might just be Pizza Hut, Wing Street, mozzarella sticks. Those are good. They may be fast food, but they're good. Trying to think of them all, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Pizza Hut, Wing Street, mozzarella sticks. So will Austin FC get ripped up by Seattle in Seattle? I would say yes. Sorry, man. As long as Cushing is at New York, you guys will suck. But good luck to you guys. But if you guys want to be good, you must fire him right now. Exactly. And I actually want them to fire him, which is not good for Toronto. But I want them to fire him. Will the Seattle Sounders miss the playoffs? No, they'll make the playoffs. I'd be very shocked if they missed the playoffs. Very shocked. I mean, they still played well today. 47th minute. Still 0-0. Forty-seventh minute. '48th minute. They're fine beside Seattle got their best signing. They'll make the playoffs. Exactly. Playing forward, 48th minute. RSL, good defensive play by Tottenham. Good defensive play there. List off 5 predictions that could happen this season. Let's see. Golden Boot, Denny Bouanga. Bold prediction. Oh, well, bold predictions. Shit. Well, Toronto makes the playoffs in the wild card. Toronto makes the playoffs in a wild card position. I had them going to the Eastern Conference Final because I think they'll be hot. If they make the playoffs, they'll be hot. So you know what that goes with it. So number 2 is Toronto makes the Eastern Conference Final and loses. Number 3, Portland wins the MLS Cup. Not enough people believe in Portland, but I do. So you know what? That counts as a bold prediction. Portland wins MLS Cup and tops the West. Prediction 4, Columbus wins Champions Cup. I'm going to count it because it's an MLS team this season. It counts. 5, FC Cincinnati wins the East playoff, the Eastern Conference Final. FC Cincinnati represents the East in the MLS Cup Final. Which, the way they played against Cavalier, actually, that's looking a lot more bold than it was when I did it. Because, of course, Columbus is still the best team in the East. But again, since Toronto knocked out Columbus, because they'd be in the Eastern Conference Final, Cincinnati has a clear path, as you could tell. Tolman had Portland as an underdog. I like it. I think I'm sort of like tipping the line of bold, but still. Who do you think wins Leagues Cup? I ain't telling you now. Like, I could give you a thought, That's over the bar, but I mean, it would definitely be a very interim prediction. It wouldn't. I don't know if it'll be my prediction when it starts or right before it starts, but I don't think it'll be Miami for 2 straight years. Dante Vanzeir 10 goals under or over? I say over. Who's your dark horse to make it to the playoffs? Well, I guess it would have to be. I mean, I guess it would have to be Toronto, right? I don't think people are going to look at it like I do. So the fact that I have them making the wild card game, Toronto. Like on paper they should, but after what happened last year, I don't think people trust him at all, which I wouldn't blame either. So, I mean, everything else is pretty. San Jose, no, they're not making the playoffs. They're going to finish like 10th in the, not even 10th. They're going to finish like 12th in the West. They're going to fall off like a freaking absolute fall. An absolute anvil. They're going to fall like an anvil. It's not happening. That's out for a corner for RSL, 52nd minute. Honestly, agree. I think Miami, they're winning. No, I didn't say Miami was winning Leagues Cup. I said they weren't going back to back. Listen to me. Let alone probably not even beat Tigres. Oh, so you're saying they won't. You missed the knot in there. But no, they're not going to win it. For me, you know what? I'm going to go with Portland. Yeah, shit, I'll go with Portland. Portland wins Leagues Cup too. Think SKC had the best offseason? No. What'd they even do? What'd they even do? How'd they have the best offseason? What'd they even do? This summer will be awesome. We have Copa America, Euros, Olympics, Leagues Cup, and over 35 World Cup. Yeah, it will be a good summer. Do you think SKC got the best offseason? No, they did nothing. I think New York honestly did. City. If the Red Bulls sign Antoine Griezmann and promise to invest in the summer, the MLS Cup contender. Depending on where they are in the table before the summer, yes. Definitely a Leagues Cup contender, though. Like Miami, of course. Someone say Burger King. No. I guess I just did. But not before you asked. Burger King. 53rd minute. It's going to be a corner. Somebody say Burger King? Mm-hmm. I guess when you asked, yeah. 53rd minute. I guess they're looking for a penalty. Yaro's up. Had the number 6 from Burger King. Well, good for you. '54th minute. Still 1-0 Minnesota. Ryan hates Burger King. Yeah, I hate Burger King. Yeah, I don't like going there. I hate their commercials. I think their food is trash. I've never been a fan of Burger King. Yeah, you're right. Cross in. Now, I still think New York had the best offseason. Pass the post. There'll be a goal kick in the 55th minute. SKC is a solid team, but I don't think they had the best offseason. I personally think Chicharito debuts in a few minutes. They said he wasn't going to be back till mid-March. What? Either he's quickly ready or you're Trill. When do you plan on going to a STL City game at City Park? I don't know. Sometime this year. If they play a Mexican team, very likely 0-0 still. Whenever they play a Mexican team in Champs Cup, that's probably when it gets more likely. If they were to beat Columbus. Or I guess Leagues Cup. I mean, Josie Altidore did a lot of great things for my club. He won a couple of cups. I mean, I miss him, but he got washed very quickly. I mean, he's going to play. Chicharito is going to play. I thought they said mid-March. What? I guess he's been busting his ass in the PT room. Okay. Good for him. Good for him. He's a month early. About 3 weeks early. Good for him. Better to be early than late, I guess. He's on the bench. Score 0-0. Isn't Josie Liga MX? No. He's not even playing for anybody anymore. He's not retired, but Maxi Morales, didn't he retire? I know he blew out his ACL right after he came back, but Maxi Morales is not the reason they suck. He's still hurt. So he didn't retire like after the season. I know he was still hurt, but you know what I mean. Like he didn't just go and, retire. 57th minute free kick. 57th minute free kick. And they will bring on Chicharito. So, he's still hurt. 57th minute. San Antonio FC beating Antigua GFC of Guatemala. Goal scored by Luke Hawkinson and Mohamed Omar. Good for them. Josh Yarrow's up. Wait. We lost both our center backs. What's your predictions for the America Cruz Azul game? Cruz Azul wins 2-1. Yarrow's up, but he's walking off the pitch. Who you got between Miami and Galaxy? Honestly, if Miami plays like they did on Wednesday, Miami. I'm sure LA is going to be a bit of a tougher match, but I still got Miami. 58th minute. TUDN versus Telemundo will continue to compete with the bigger Hispanic population in the U.S. He's still recovering, so he's going to come back when he's recovered. 58th minute. Header on. Aziel Jackson. Ball falls to Pompeu. Totland. Cross. Corner. Hopefully Messi scores against Galaxy. I hope so. Which team plays better? Playing better. I'd say St. Louis slightly. Not great, but slightly better. Corner here for St. Louis. 58th minute. Aziel Jackson. Still. Crosses in. Header. Oh no. Bad giveaway. Totland goes down. It's 1-on-1. Ruiz. Chicho. Totland. Good defensive play. I think Miami could take it, but only because they've gelled faster than LA has. True. Bob is not added on. Yep, Chicharito's on for Chivas. They made the move. He's on. 60 minutes, 0-0. Score for Kansas, 1-0. 1-0 for Kansas. Sport in Kansas City. Josh Yarrow's back on. Good. 60th minute. 30 minutes to go plus stoppage time in this game. Looks like they're going to make a couple of subs. Sam Adeniran coming on, looks like. Mm-hmm. He shaved his head. Okay. Looks like they're going to make 2 subs. 60th minute. St. Louis looking to try to win this game, but RSL starting to build up a bit here. Good clearance by Girault. Just to let you know, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid fans will call Chicharito a criminal because of his Real Madrid days, and they'll complain to Chivas. I know this. Eric Tommy scores for SKC. Well, there you go. '61st minute. Thoughts on Team Abofia versus Team Chunks game. I don't care. I didn't see any of it. Like, Speed is very disrespectful, I can tell you that. I mean, he tried to act like he knew tactics more than Arsene Wenger. I'm surprised Arsene kept his cool. Like, I was like, Arsene kept his cool and didn't curse him out. He tried to be as respectful as he could. I mean, Arsene's a gentleman, but Speed, there's a limit. And Speed was being very, very disrespectful to Arsene Wenger. But I guess if Arsenal fans couldn't break Arsene, I guess Speed couldn't either. I did see that clip. I'm like, you really think you know tactics better than Arsene Wenger? Okay, dude. Sure. And you think you're better than freaking Eden Hazard too? Yeah, dude, no. Crooks is coming on for RSL. It's like, okay, sure. Ruiz for Crooks. It was honestly nothing we already don't know, to be honest. No, I did not read Animal Farm in high school. I was not in one of those advanced language or literature classes. Aston Villa will win the Conference League. Probably. I'd be very sure. I'm very sure they probably will. They're better than West Ham, and they're in the Conference League. They're probably going to steamroll that stuff. Yeah, probably. So, I'd say Braves beat them in the NLCS. Maybe I'm just hoping. I don't know. Interesting. That's interesting. Maybe that means Cushing might get fired. And I'm for the refs. Yeah, I'm on the side of the refs because you should be, because these scabs are horrible. He does look like a big boy. 63rd minute. They'll face Ajax in the quarters, and then you mean the round of 16, you mean. Then they'll draw the quarters after the round of 16. Braves or Phillies for the East crown? Braves. Braves. It's the Braves. The Braves are going to win the NL East. I think it's more likely that the Mets are challenging for the East than the Phillies. Chivas wins. Draw between Atlas and Tigres. Okay. 64th minute, 0-0. I think it's more likely that we get the Mets, Braves, Mets, Phillies than Braves, Phillies, Mets. But I will say this. I feel like it's very likely that both Eastern divisions produce 4 playoff teams. Of course, the division champions and the 3 wild cards. I think all 3 wild cards on both sides will be Eastern teams. It's just a hunch. So I think the Toronto Blue Jays will make the playoffs in some way, shape, or form. Probably not the Eastern Division champions. There's no way. Braves win the NL East, but Mets, Phillies, and, well, Marlins. Yeah, you know what? I like how Skip Schumacher's coaching the Marlins. Marlins are in. So Mets, Phillies, and Marlins are in as wild cards. And then on the AL side, the Jays, Orioles, and Rays are in as wild card teams. So the Yankees, Jays, Rays, Orioles, top it. Corner here for RSL. Cross in. Header in, goal. Chicharito Chicho Arango heads the ball in from near. And it's offside. And it's offside. The referee calls it off, at least for now. Marlins might finish runner-up in the East. I mean, as the ball was coming in, yeah. When the ball was hit, he's off. Yeah, that's off. But good header by Chicho. That's pretty good. Nah, I think it's going to be Braves, Mets, Phillies, Marlins. And then for the AL, I think Orioles win the East. Yankees, Jays, Rays, wild card. Adeniran, Nervinsky, and Vasilev coming on for St. Louis. And Adeniran shaved his head in between the Champs Cup game and tonight. I can see Blake Snell going to the Yankees. I can see it. Indiana, Vasilev is on for Klaus. Torreson is on or off for Adeniran. And Nervinsky is on for Ozziel Jackson. See what these subs can do. Will Yankees go to the playoffs this time? Yes. Yes. I think they'll finish above the Jays. I think the Jays will finish third in the East. They had their bats were working in spring training today. That's the good news. They were throwing mostly minor league arms anyway, I think. But they did hit today. So the bats are hitting. That's a good sign. Maybe the Jays will finish second. They're not winning the East, though. I've done a couple of MLB games. Jays versus Mariners in the playoffs in 2022. And I did RSRs for the Raptors championship run. I think I did State versus Liberty in 2019, but basketball's a hard game to review, with all the action. Going live for it's not as hard, but goal to Houston 1-1. There you go. 67th minute. Yeah. Plays over the top. But hey, at least, well, I guess that's also a good thing, yeah. I really don't want to buy a Fanatics MLB jersey, so yeah, I think I'll just buy an NYCFC kit with Stroh on it, yeah. It works both ways. Screw. Fanatics sucks, okay? The Fanatics MLB jerseys suck. They're trash. And if I was to buy a Nike Yankees jersey that wasn't Fanatics with a 0 on it, that would be Domingo Germán, not Marcus Stroman. So we don't need that either. And besides, you can't put a name on a Yankees jersey or else it's party foul. So, yeah, I'll just get Marcus Stroman on an NYCFC kit. That works for me. Because the Yankees are part owners of NYCFC, and that new away kit's amazing. That new away kit's amazing. So, might as well kill two birds with one stone. I think Houston's going to fall off a bit, though. Just a hunch. Besides, it depends on if Texas or Houston wins the division. I think the one thing that the 3 AL East wild cards sort of lays on is the fact is if Texas or Houston start slow. If one of the Houston Astros or Texas Rangers start slow, there will be 3 wild card teams from the AL East. If they both start hot, it's only going to be 2 AL East wild cards, and then, of course, the division loser between Houston and Texas. I could see Texas having a World Series hangover, though, a bit. That might just screw them wild card-wise. Houston, I think they'll still win a good amount of games. I still think Houston will win the West. Now, the question is what is the Rangers' World Series hangover look like? If they're behind Houston by a lot, by the time they snap out of that hangover, then they probably won't even make the playoffs. If they're close, maybe the Rangers could still win the division. But the Astros might miss the playoffs because of that. Who knows? What were your expectations for the Rangers last season? 3rd place in the West? I was thinking Astros, Angels, Rangers. Athletics were dead last. I always had that. But I was going Astros, Angels, Rangers, Mariners. Well, no. No, Mariners were third, Rangers were fourth, Athletics were fifth. I was believing in the Angels hype. Like the last ride of Ohtani. I was believing in the hype, and they made some good moves. It didn't end up well. Can't wait for the Reds to suck for the 5th season in a row. Hey, who knows? Maybe you'll finish above the Cardinals. Corner here for St. Louis. Without Albert Pujols and Yachty in that locker room, the Cardinals suck. Or at least one of them. Plays in. Header. Still with St. Louis. Maple Leafs beat the Avalanche. Let's go. Man, the Leafs are hot right now. I feel like they may be getting hot a bit too early, but damn it, what if they stayed hot into the playoffs? I mean, they could win the cup. If they just stay this hot for the rest of the season, maybe the Morgan Riley cross-check was what they needed to just finally circle the wagons. Maybe they needed a moment like that and just circle the wagons. Well, hey, if that makes us have one of those runs and win the cup, I won't complain. Of course I wouldn't complain. Plays forward. RSL, good defensive play. There's no penalty there. Don't even try. Why do the Marlins have young players? Because they're rebuilding. They're at the closer end of the rebuild, but the Rangers bullpen was the biggest reason why they were able to win the World Series. I mean, they still got a good rotation. But we didn't know their bullpen was that good until the season started. That was the big thing. Like, that bullpen, like, people started realizing that Rangers bullpen was like, oh, shit, they're nails. Like, in, like, mid-May, June. Nobody thought that bullpen was nails before the season started. Evander went back to the locker room with the trainer. Oh, no. Tigres tied. Most of the Bruins wins right now have been through overtime, hadn't had a clean win, and they've been losing now. Good. We hate the Bruins here. We hate the Bruins here. That's what both my MLB teams lacked. Yeah, the Dodgers and Yankees didn't really have bullpens last year. They didn't. Jays had a bullpen. They had good starters. They couldn't hit. That was the Jays' problem. They couldn't hit. Their starters are amazing. Their bullpen was pretty good, too. They just couldn't hit. Fielding was sometimes questionable, too. But, yeah. Goal. Damn it. RSL getting through. Chicho Arango. This time it counts. Goal, RSL. Chicho Arango burns past the St. Louis back line. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen. RSL's been way better this second half, and, well, there you go. I mean, great pass. Arango's onside. He just burns past that back line. 1-0 RSL. I know. One 0 74th minute, RSL. You know what? Dodgers had a down year. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. NFL, I would say this year, Chicago Bears. People were thinking Justin Fields was him and he was going to break out. Turns out, no. Like, the Chicago Bears legitimately went Toronto FC style. And they have one title they still try to live on to this day. NBA, honestly, the Toronto Raptors. People thought the Raptors could have a really good season. Turns out, no. NFL or MLB. Let's see. Angels, the Anaheim Angels. There we go. Or at least they were. Not anymore, but they were. 75th minute. I guess the Blue Jays could be like that. Hugo Lloris made his debut. Yep, I saw. He actually played pretty well. Seems like TFC have signed multiple defenders in their video today. Might be slowly turning optimistic. It's still a new start. We need a new proven striker, but we'll see what happens now. Yeah, I'm feeling optimistic. And besides, let's also remember that Cincinnati played like absolute crap against Cavalier. So if we could defend like rabid dogs, which I think is the plan, we could probably win tomorrow. Or at least get a draw. So, good hopes. True enough. We got rid of Peralta. Yeah. Daniel with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you. While I'm in Toronto to see MICFC versus Toronto, should I attend a Blue Jays game? I think the game will be the same day at the match, but 2 p.m. If you have time to go to both, go to both. Yeah, I mean, the Jays have potential. They'd be interesting to watch. If they're underperforming their potential, it's fun to watch because you're like, why are they underperforming? If they're performing to their potential, they're hitting home run after home run. So, no, it would be fun to go to Sky Dome to see the Jays play. So I say you should. If you had enough time to go to both, go to both. Besides, baseball games go about like 2:30 now, 2 hours, 30 minutes now. So I think if you have enough time, I think Toronto NYCFC is, I think it's pretty late. There's enough time in between. You can do both. And besides, if you take a TTC, it's pretty easy to get to Lakeshore after you go from Sky Dome. So you know what? Take the GO or the TTC. There you go. So I say you should, yeah. Yeah, he ain't going to win no trophies. No, I think it's just because they sold most of their offense to make their defense better. But I guess you could say that's an effect of melting down versus Columbus. You know what? I think that makes sense. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I think so because they got so scared they tried to make their defense better by sacrificing some of their offense. So you know what? Yes. I'd say yes. That's partially of it. Who's going to replace Honey Mukhtar if Nashville's not going to be able to play him against Mocha? Schaffelberg. Samantha Irfin, the Chelsea Green announcement, she did well, or at least when she could do it. She's just awesome, Samantha Irvin. I don't know. I like her Gunter announcement. Like she does Imperium amazingly, and Gunter announcing them. He's amazing. Yeah, we'll go with Imperium and Gunter. Yeah, we'll go with that because she still does that. We'll go with that. Adeniran shot, goal! Sam Adeniran ties it up. Goal for St. Louis. Sam Adeniran curls it in. 1-1. What a goal for St. Louis. Sam Adeniran out of nowhere. Comeback kids, baby. The 2-1 winner against Houston. Kojima scores from a come from behind position. Same from Sam Adeniran here to get the 1-1. What a run. Just smashes it into the side. Goal for St. Louis. Love it. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they lost 3-0, but I have optimism. And if they lose 3-0, you'll get a rant because I have optimism. So that's a good thing for you. Since I'm cautiously optimistic, I'm going to rant if they lose. So it's good for you. 79th minute. It's good for you. I have optimism. I'll actually rant. If they lose, I'll actually rant, especially if it's like 3-0. So you should be happy I have optimism. STL City equalize. I would think so. I think they will finish top 4, but 1-1 goal. Playing forward. No. I think Diamante's the last outgoing. Unless we sell one of our younger players for no reason, like we did Jaden Nelson. No. mean, we used our one wave on Diamande. I'm doing it again. We used our one wave on Diamande. I think that's about it. Unless we get Rolstead out of there somehow. 10 minutes to go, 1-1. Let's go. Sam Adeniran with a goal. Yeah, I do too, but still. Sam Adeniran with an amazing goal. That was an amazing goal. What a curler. Free kick here. Miami will finish maybe 8th or 9th. Now I think they finished 10th. Toronto finishes above Miami. Or at least that's what I had in my prediction video. That might have changed, actually. I think Miami will make the playoffs, but NYCFC is going to fall out. If we're looking at the first week, I think it'll probably be Miami, Toronto in the wild card. May not even be. But I think New York City FC is going to fall out of the playoffs unless they fire Cushing at some point. Chris Durkin on for Edouard Leuven. I think they will. They're going to get that DP number 9, and they're going to be amazing. Trust me. Portland looks like they're going to have an amazing season. You're going to be surprised. Trust me. You're going to be surprised. But I think, of course, I have a lot more. Portland's one of the teams where I have a lot more info from, of course, for reasons. Header over the bar. But that's probably true. But if it clicks, yeah, they'll finish top 3 or top 4. If they don't click, then they're going to be horrible. But it looks like they're clicking, so there you go. Lol. Rory knows. But I mean, I get good info about the Timbers. So. But I agree. I mean, I see good things about the Timbers. Can't wait for the media to glaze Neville when the talent carries the team to the playoffs. Yeah, but Neville still got railroaded in Miami. So, you know what? He deserves it. He deserves it. Besides, I think he's learned a lot of lessons from Miami, even if he did get railroaded. There was still stuff to learn, and he learned those lessons. So, from Herdman and other places. Minnesota United still leading 1-0 against Austin. Ha, 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 ha. Man, Austin's trash. What happened? I would really like a matchup in the playoffs between Portland and Sounders. Phil Neville is the brother of Gary. They're related. They're brothers. They may be fraternal twins, actually. No, I think they're just one's older, one's younger. I don't know. But they're both brothers. I don't know if the twins thing was a freaking just a fan banner thing. 83rd minute, 1-1 between both sides. I'll take a 1-1 draw with how this game went. I'll take it. Do you think Portland actually knows some on Neville that we just don't? As far as I can tell, yes. Julian Quinones scored for America. Well, there you go. But I said 1-2 anyway, save. Cruz Azul wins 2-1, so there you go. But I think so. From what I can tell, Portland knows something about Neville that we don't. Yeah, but the Jays game should be over by about 5:30, 5:45. The TFC game's at 7:30. You could get on a GO train, make it to Lakeshore, and get into the stadium before first kick anyway. Or a TTC. Either way, he should be able to see both. I mean, with how quick baseball games go now, he should be able, even if there's extra innings, it should be 5:45. So I think he'd make it. Anderson Julio and Fidel Barajas are coming on. Barajas making his second MLS appearance. He made an appearance on the midweek as well. How much time left? That would be 5 minutes plus stoppage time. Honestly, I have no idea what's wrong with Austin. Season 2022 season was their best season. After that, they fell off a bridge. It proceeds to get worse with Austin. Wolff got to go. Yeah, I think Wolff's a fraud. I think he got carried. Well, I know that, but for me, we got to see how Neville is tactically. That's the big reason he got the boot out of Miami. Team was unorganized and didn't have a clear idea. Luna for Barajas, Gomez for Anderson Julio. But let's think about it like this, okay? I'll give Neville the benefit of the doubt here. I think they basically kneecapped him. I think we all knew. Hell, in my predictions last year for the table, I said Messi's going to Miami. I think we all knew what was going to happen for the summer. I think we all saw it coming. It was like an open secret. They just confirmed the secret. But I think we all knew. I kind of feel like Phil Neville. See, that's why Pozuelo left. I'm like, Pozuelo left because they were getting messy. We know they're getting messy. Pretty much. It was an open secret at the point. But they basically gutted the team. It was like, we're going to wait till the summer to make all our moves. So you have to work with a youth team and a crap team. They've sort of dug their own grave and railroaded Neville because you knew Messi didn't want Neville. If they could help it, they knew Messi didn't want Neville. He probably wanted Tata. They knew what they were doing. So, of course, yes, the team the year before carried Phil Neville. I do think he's learned tactically. But I do think Pozuelo and Higuain also did carry him the year before. But again, there was no game changers. Like, yeah, if your tactics are good, you're going to be better off. I get that. So, yeah, it is somewhat of his fault. But they didn't give him anything to work with in 23. Like, it's like all of our movement's going to happen after the season. Or after the middle of the season. You probably won't be here, but they probably left that out. Header clear by Tottenham? Yes, 87 minutes. So, exactly. And then you got that. Well, they did get Joseph Martinez. That was the one thing they did in the offseason. But Joseph wasn't playing well till Messi came in because he needs service. Exactly. Messi, but they knew they were getting Messi, and then they got Joseph before the season, so I should say. But Joseph really just made his debut for Miami. It pretty much was half the season for him when he was actually getting service. But yeah, because they didn't have a number 10. But they did get the striker out before the season. But nobody was going to give Joseph the performance he needed to be good before Messi. You were hoping, but But then Messi comes in the summer like we pretty much saw it coming. He did have a good Leagues Cup, though. But that's why I said he needs service and Messi. But let's also remember Messi was injured a lot after Leagues Cup, and Messi couldn't give him that service. And Busquets is washed anyway, and he's more washed now than he was before. So, yeah, there you go. Had Messi that time, and honestly, Campana started playing better with Messi after Leagues Cup. I agree with that. Like, Campana honestly should be starting anyway. Like, I don't think they needed Suarez. I get he's Messi's friend, but, no. I think Campana should be starting. I think he will start by the middle of the season. I have a big feeling. Like, I legitimately have a feeling that Leo Campana will be starting for Miami in the middle of the season. I legitimately think so. I think Suarez is finished. Like, I legitimately think that he did enough to get the big move to Miami, but now he's truly finished. Like, he basically gave everything to get the move. And now he's finished. Turns out his knee isn't good, but I don't know. I think Campana technically is better. Oviedo's coming on, personally. That's just my opinion. But, hopefully Suarez could show what he did at Grêmio. But I'm kind of having a feeling that he's like, yeah, I just want to play with my friends, so I'm going to try to get the move. Like, I'm going to do everything I can to get the move and get a good paycheck and then get injured or just basically break down and let them deal with it. I can see why we got another striker, let alone Suarez. I'm starting to think that maybe Joseph is still better than Suarez, though. Yeah, of course, Suarez was doing well at Grêmio, so, hindsight's 20/20, but I mean, Suarez's one goal in the preseason was they played it straight to him, and that's the only reason he wasn't offside. He sort of was given to him. It was sort of given to him. I mean, confidence still there. Imagine Josh Wolff losing to Minnesota's interim. Yeah, no. I think Josh Wolff should get fired tomorrow. I think there's one goal in injury time. 8 minutes of stoppage time. You might be right. You may be right. You may be crazy. But it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. I'm the only one who got that reference. Because I guarantee you nobody else listens to Billy Joel. You know, speaking of Billy Joel, I hope this new song and new album leads to him getting the Super Bowl halftime show next year. I would love that. I'd be singing along to every song. I don't care if it's an album cut or a hit. Are you streaming tomorrow? Yes, I'll be live for Toronto, and I'll also be live for Miami versus the LA Galaxy. So I'll be streaming twice, but of course, Toronto. And that's the review as well. Suarez almost had a goal Wednesday. True, but again, it was sort of... Think Toronto can catch Montreal in the standings tomorrow? I mean, if we win, yeah, we'll catch them. Oh. I wasn't warmed up anyway. I wasn't warmed up anyway. I didn't know I was going to go there until I went there. So. But I did. But I did. But I did. But I did. So. 92nd minute. Speaking of, let's go back. I mean, I've enjoyed the past couple of Super Bowl halftime shows, but I want to throw back to like the early. Is the reason Miami having double games because of Champions Cup? Well, they played an MLS. They played an MLS game on Wednesday, so they played two. I guess it is Champions Cup then, but I think they just want to get as much out of Miami as they can. So, might as well have them play twice on week one. Might as well. Might as well. But, you know, I want to see Billy Joel play a Super Bowl halftime show. You know, I know it's a complete total 180 from what they've been doing for the past 5 years. It's more like what they would have done in the early 2010s. I don't give a shit. I want to see Billy do a freaking Super Bowl halftime show. If I'm the only one who likes it, I don't care. Okay? Or the only one in my age group to like it. I don't care. I will debate all of you. I will debate all of you. Do not slander my boy Billy Joel. Do not. I'm going to be the only one who's like, I'm the only one who's going to be in like that 18 to 25 region. Be like, I'm happy they got Billy Joel to do the Super Bowl halftime show. And just sing along to every song. Do not. Do not. I would not complain about Taylor Swift being in the halftime show either, though. But she won't do it. She won't do it. They won't pay her. 94th minute. But again, I'm a low-key Swiftie. I wouldn't complain about that either. But she probably would rather be watching her man in the Super Bowl than, you know, singing at the Super Bowl because the Chiefs will probably still be back there, you know? You know. Either way, she's still going to be there, though. Montreal showed up tonight. Let's hope TFC show up tomorrow. I agree. No. 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 Maybe if St. Louis gets tuckered out from Champions Cup, but I still don't think managerially he'll have a masterpiece. I could see the players carrying him to a win against a tired St. Louis team, sort of like the draw here. But, no. 2-0 Minnesota. Good for them. Corner. 95th minute. Cross in. Header. Falls down. St. Louis. Why are you letting it roll back? I mean, Blom was right there. Oh, okay, that was just stupid. 95th minute. But, yeah. But, I mean, either way, Taylor Swift will be at the Super Bowl next year. If she's either at that halftime show or she's just there to watch her man. Because the Chiefs will make it again. Well, no, I mean, maybe Joe Burrow could come back and win. I do like the B-52s. Love Shack, Rock Lobster. I like the B-52s. Anybody remember when Joe's Crab Shack played Love Shack like every so often and danced, like the waiters danced to it? Anybody remember that? I used to like Joe's Crab Shack from like 2010 to 2015. It was good. But then it like closed down like what, 2018, 2019? At least around here, it said. Austin FC scores 1, but I don't think it's going to do anything considering Minnesota's leading. Yeah, the game should be very late. So, 96th minute. Playing forward, Anderson Julio. Oh, no. Shot. Oh, what a goal line clearance. Nervinsky. Jake Nervinsky with a goal line clearance. Freaking amazing. Miami. Even if it's Nashville, Miami. They're saying who hosts it, it's going to be the winner of Mocha Nashville hosting leg 1. Then Miami would host leg 2. But if you're saying who's going to win, Miami. Either way. 97th minute. Corner kick, Barajas to take. I feel like there will be a goal in stoppage time, and I have a feeling it's going to be the wrong side. 97:30. Header. Past the post. Or not. Wide. That's going to go out for a goal kick. That should be enough to save a draw for St. Louis. Still undefeated in openers. Just not 2-0. Corner. Oh, it's a corner. My bad. I mean, Anelli touched it, so whatever. Barajas with another corner. Should be one of the last kicks of the game. I think 1-1's fair, though. With the way the game played, I think 1-1 is fair. I shouldn't speak until this corner kick is taken, though. Header! Skies it over the bar. Goal kick. And Berkey should end this game with a goal kick, yes. That was absolutely horrible, but you know what? I won't complain. And it's full time. 1-1. St. Louis gets a 1-1 draw in their first match of the season. RSL only picks up a point this week. Well, the first MLS match of the season, I should say. A win and a draw in their first week of the season isn't too bad. Besides, I'd rather the win be Champions Cup anyway. As I said, St. Louis might fall off in the league, but they're going to play better in big games, so I'll take it. I could see it. Would have to be this year, but while the movie is still hot, but I could see it. Or his nephew, Skip Marley, the one who did Lions, he could do it too. But it would have to be this year. Well, with that being said, a 1-1 draw at the end of this game. St. Louis gets a draw. I think that's pretty fair. A 1-1 draw seems pretty fair to me. I'll take it. St. Louis keeps it going. And we got Portland, Colorado. I'll be doing the RSR as this is playing. But there you go. So, with that being said, good for St. Louis, good for RSL. We got a 1-1 draw. And we'll see how this game keeps going. With that being said, or how the review goes. With that being said, if you'd like to stream, like and share, subscribe, you know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in play. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you within the hour for the review. And there you go. See you later. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.